Hello and welcome back to Legends Explained. I'm Tony with the Aether Drop, and today we'll be talking about the Cabbage Merchant. Oh wait, no we're not. We're not talking about CDH viable commanders.
So I can really see a world where this is being played in a lot of different strange places, because ultimately I do think that this is going to generate a lot of food tokens.
The Cabbage Merchant? For real? No, today we're talking about Zuko Avatar Hunter, and I'm super excited about this. This is very early game Zuko. I just started searching for the avatar. I just started being a person Zuko, and his card reflects that very, very well. I think they did a fantastic job making a very simple yet very powerful and raw commander. So I was super excited to build him. We're going to check out his lore up to book 1. I'm not going to spoil very much of Avatar. As we do more of these Avatar The Last Airbender deck techs, I'll spoil more and more of Avatar, but we're not there yet. But yeah, this is Zuko's lore up to book 1, and then we will also have a deck tech for him, of course. I'm very excited about this. I'm currently rewatching Avatar again, so I can be as accurate as possible. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with this deck tech. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the future Avatar The Last Airbender content, and of course the Spider-Man content too. I know we kind of skipped over Spider-Man for some reason, but we'll be talking about both and making deck techs for both, so stay tuned. Yeah, let's jump into it.
Bro, that's fucked up what they be doing to y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I'll be crying if I look like that too.
Prince Zuko is the son of Fire Lord Ozai and Princess Urza, and he is heir to the Fire Nation throne. As a young teenager, he speaks out in a war meeting against a plan that would sacrifice many Fire Nation soldiers.
Those soldiers love and defend our nation. How can you betray them?
This act is seen as a disrespect. To teach him a lesson, he is challenged to an Agni Kai, or a firebending duel.
You will fight for your honor.
I meant you no disrespect. I am your loyal son.
He didn't expect this, but when he agreed to the Agni Kai, he was actually agreeing to fight his father. Once he realizes this, he refuses, and, pissed off about this, Fire Lord Ozai then burns Zuko's face, giving him his iconic scar. This branded him as a failure, and Zuko is banished from the Fire Nation, and his only path to regaining his honor and being allowed back into the fold is to capture the long-lost Avatar.
The Avatar!
A task most people think is impossible. For 3 long years, Zuko sails on a Fire Nation ship, accompanied by his chill-ass uncle, Uncle Iroh, and a few soldiers. His obsession with regaining his honor consumes him.
This staff will make an excellent gift for my father.
He does eventually actually find the Avatar and does capture him for a moment, but the Avatar escapes, and this cat and mouse game plays out for most of the first book.
Flawless victory. Fatality.
I think we have talked about enough of the story to explain who Zuko is as he is represented in the card Zuko Avatar Hunter. At this point in the story, Zuko is hot-headed, determined, and doing anything he can to regain his lost honor, as misguided as that honestly was.
We have no idea where he is.
What?
He's also just not a firebending master at this point, which is probably why his firebending abilities are not represented in this card, and instead he relies on his soldiers to help him. I also like that he does have reach, because the few times we do see him use his powers effectively is when he's shooting Aang out of the sky. And that is probably enough backstory for Prince Zuko for you to get the idea of who he is. Zuko is honestly one of my favorite characters from Avatar The Last Airbender, probably just behind Sokka. I hope you enjoyed that lore section. We're going to dive further into Avatar lore as I do more characters from this set. I just want to do kind of an early one to start so I don't have to spoil myself too much by getting clips of Avatar, because I am actively rewatching the show right now and it's a lot of fun. I highly advise you do the same.
Why don't you enjoy a cup of calming jasmine tea?
I don't need any calming tea!
I need to make Avatar The Last Airbender deck techs. Zuko is not available on Scryfall, which means Zuko is not available on Moxfield.
That's rough, buddy.
For the time being, I have Squee, Dubious Monarch filling in because they're both royalty, I'm sure Zuko wouldn't mind. So, Zuko, Avatar Hunter, this is a legendary creature, human noble, 4/5 for 3 and 2 red. He has reach and says whenever you cast a red spell, create a 2/2 soldier token. This is Mono Red Talrand, and I'm very excited about that. It's like having a young Pyromancer in your command zone. It's a very simple commander, but it's an effect that we have not had in our command zone. So since we're building a Mono Red Talrand deck, let's build Mono Red Talrand. It's a deck full of interaction, card draw, and token related things. Let's jump into our first category, which is cantrips. So when we're talking about cantrips, what I mean by that, just to be clear, is cards that say draw a card on them. You're just casting them to draw a card for the most part. That's all they're doing. Some of them will have other effects, like Cathartic Reunion here causes us to discard 2 cards to draw 3 cards. Crash Through will give us Trample, and Crimson Risk will turn a creature red. They're all fine, they all have different abilities, but they all say draw a card on them. So as I continue to go through this category, I'm not going to mention the fact that they draw cards. This whole category is about drawing cards. So next card to talk about is Demand Answers. Draws card. Damn it, I said I wasn't going to say that. Then we have Expedite. It gives a creature haste. Magmatic Insight allows us to discard some cards if we need to. Might of the Meat gives a creature trample. Needle Drop deals 1 damage to a creature that was dealt damage this turn, so it just like plays off of you cast 1 spell, then cast another one. Overmaster protects our next instant sorcery, so this is very useful if you want to make sure something does get through. Renegade Tactics makes a creature unable to block, which is relevant. Ryle gives creatures trample. Strike It Rich is the only one that breaks this cantrip rule. This one trades mana for mana, so you pay 1 mana and you'll get a mana. It also has flashback, which is relevant. Thrill of Possibility lets us discard cards. Same thing with Tormenting Voice. And Warlord's Fury gives creatures first strike. Again, this whole category draws cards, the cantrip category, so staple that to everything I said about each of these cards individually. Our next category, our next very small category, is card draw, not cantrips. So this is cards like Big Score here, Unexpected Windfall, which asks us to discard a card to draw cards and create treasure, which is very good. And then we have Valakut's Awakening, which also counts toward our land count. Then we go to our next category, which is card selection / impulsive draw. So these are cards that let us look at some cards and discard some cards, or impulse cards off the top of our library, which is like a thing Red likes to do. So we have Artist Talent. This one's impulsive draw, plus it makes our spells cost less, plus it's a damage modifier. It does everything. Then we have Faithless Looting, the absolute classic. We have Jessica's Will. This one can be ramp, or this can get us some cards, which is both useful abilities to have. Light Up Stage gets us card. Reckless Impulse does the same thing basically. Virtue of Courage can be damage in the early game, and then later in the game it can help us get more cards so it can continue to deal damage and create soldiers. And Ren's Resolve is impulsive draw. Then we have our damage dealers plus payouts category, so we've got cards like Aetherflux Reservoir. This card is fantastic. It deals the most damage. It will KO almost any opponent almost any time if you can activate its activated ability, but otherwise it gains us back some life, which is useful because we'll probably be relatively shields down a lot of the time. We don't run a lot of creatures, so people will probably be punching into us a lot. This can help us gain back some life. Then we got Electrostatic Field. This is classic. Cast a thing, deal a damage. Fire Inscription makes the ring tempt us, which is it's sure, but also lets us deal damage when we cast spells. Firebrand Archer is like a worse gutter snipe. It deals 1 damage when we cast a spell. Grape Shot deals 1 damage to any target, but it also has Storm. So if we ever start casting a bunch of spells back to back to back to back to back, Grape Shot will allow us to deal a bunch of damage. Better Firebrand Archer, aka Gutter Snipe. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, deal damage. It's very good. Kessig Flame Breather, it's like a Firebrand Archer. It just is. And Thermal Alchemist is about the same. Valakut the Molten Pinnacle is fantastic. People don't like to run land interaction because most people are bad at Magic. So this will probably stick on the board the whole time and deal a bunch of damage whenever we need to. It's Lightning Bolts on a land. Then we have our damage modifiers. We have Osier Axonil, the Deepest Might. This one will modify our damage so that it's at least doing the damage that is its power, which is very good. Then we have Sulfum Mandaminus. This one will double our damage. Boran will increase our damage output by 2, which is fantastic. And then we have our ETB effects. So we're going to be creating tokens, so we'll want to be able to take advantage of the fact that a bunch of tokens are going to be entering the battlefield. So we have Impact Tremors, and of course we have Perforos. Just classic red stuff. Then we've got our interaction / removal category. This is just, we got to be able to interact with the board in ways other than just drawing cards and hope we kill our opponents fast enough. It very rarely just works out that way. So we want to still be able to interact with the board state. So we have Abrade, Blasphemous Fact, Bolt Bend, Chaos Warp, Lightning Bolt, and Chabolt's Trickery. Oh, and of course also Vandal Blast. These are just classic red interaction pieces. Not a lot to say on any of them, but you should run them. You should be playing some kind of interaction that's other than just I'm drawing more cards and maybe I'm dealing damage to one of my guys on board. Because sometimes you just won't have the guys on board. You need to just remove the big scary, I don't know, Avacyn. All right, then we got our ramp category. So of course we got Arcane Signet. Then we have Ashling Flame Dancer. This one fills a lot of roles for us. It's looting, it's damage, and it gives us some mana. Bergie is just going to get us mana a lot. If we can get this down early, it's going to do a lot of work for us in the game. Desperate Ritual, it's a ritual.
King Shark is a shark.
Mana Geyser is also a ritual. And so is Pyretic Ritual. They're all rituals. Then we got Ruby Medallion. This will make all of our spells cost less because we're running a mono red deck. Runaway Steamkin is going to get us some mana. It can also beat for face if we need to. It can get pretty big. Seething Song is a ritual. Soul Ring is sitting here. Storm Killing Artist will get out of hand, absolutely, if we can get this down early. It's just like Bergie, except it's better because the mana is treasure, so we can use it later if we need to. And Urbrask is new Bergie. I still like old Bergie better. And then we got our token generators. So Zuko's gonna make us tokens. We might as well have a couple other things in the deck that make us tokens. Now, I thought Mono Red had a lot more of these than just like these two, but apparently I was wrong. Apparently there's only a couple of just like straight up cast a thing, create tokens in Mono Red, so that's interesting. Anyway, we've got Maniform Hellkite. It's going to create us dragons equals to the casting cost of the spells we cast. And then we have Young Pyromancer, the absolute classic. I couldn't make a deck like this without running Young Pyromancer. I mean, it's like the deck, you know what I mean? Then we got our utility category. So this is the category for cards that I didn't know exactly where to put, but I knew they should be in the deck somewhere. We've got Bonus Round. It's going to be very good and allow us to get double usage out of our spells. It will also let our opponents get double use out of their spells, but like we'll be able to use that better, hopefully. Then we have Gamble. I didn't know this was a game changer, actually. I was unaware of this one's game changer status. I guess it makes sense, but I don't know, I don't feel like it's good enough to be a game changer personally. Then we have Kark the Thumbless. We're going to be casting a lot of just cantrips, so being able to theoretically hopefully get those back or return to our hand. We don't care if they get returned to our hand anyway. All we want is the cast trigger. Kark is very good. Sometimes we'll be able to copy them, which is also good. Past in Flames, we'll be able to use some of those cards back in our graveyard, use them over again. Be very good for like one really big turn. And Reverberate's great. If someone's going to counter your thing, you can cast Reverberate and then copy their counterspell, countering their counterspell, and then your thing goes through. As for always, I don't talk about lands unless they are relevant to our game plan. I talked about the one Valakut, but otherwise we're just running a mono red base. Honestly, you could cut Forgotten Cave and War Room if you want to. There's no reason to cut them, but you could. And you could just play like 2 more mountains, giving you like 35 mountains, 34 mountains. So if you want to. And yeah, that's gonna about do it for our Zuko Avatar Hunter deck tech. I think this is very fitting for who Zuko is at the beginning of Avatar. He's just headstrong, focused, like tunnel visioned. He just wants to get the Avatar, learn firebending. He does get better. He has a lot of character development through the show. You should really watch the show if you've never seen Avatar. But yeah, this is probably pretty apt to who Zuko was, and I think that's why they made Zuko Avatar Hunter like his base form Zuko. They made him just like a Spellslinger, like just use my soldiers, get out there, find the Avatar, make a bunch of dudes. It fits him well. Moxville link will be in the description as always. Please let me know what you thought of the deck. Let me know what you would change. It's a pretty simple mono red deck. I don't think there's a lot of changes to make, but like please let me know if you think you see something that's like very obviously needs to go. And yeah, that's the Zuko deck tech, man. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the lore section. I had a lot of fun making both of these sections. This was super fun. I've made a mono red Spellslinger decks before, but having the Talrand in the command zone does a lot. I think that is a fun new viable strategy. Like having that Young Pyromancer effect in the command zone, it's just really cool. It gives you an extra thing that you're doing while you're doing the thing that you want to be doing anyway in a red Spellslinger deck. I had a lot of fun. I'm super excited. I can't wait to make more Avatar The Last Airbender content, so be sure to like and subscribe so we can make more stuff. It very much motivates me to keep doing stuff when you like and subscribe. And yeah, oh yeah, Spider-Man 2. Don't forget about that. I didn't forget about that. I didn't even forget that Spider-Man was a thing just now. But yeah, check out my second channel if you want to see me do things other than Magic the Gathering. I've got 2 videos on there now. And yeah, have a great day. I'll see you soon. You always forget to lock your windows.